So going back 20 years and looking at some of my most favorite memories. This one happened when we were out of the country. I talked about one happening in Taipei. Taipei brought us a bunch of amazing experiences. This one was another one from Taipei. We were told by the producer that he said, Ms. Nichols, the people in Taipei, they are gonna learn very studious, very quiet. So I know that you do a lot of rah-rah, but don't be offended if they don't respond. They're listening, they're learning, they just learn very passively. I said, okay. So I processed that. And then 10 minutes before going on stage, I was pulled aside by the producer again. He goes, oh, so we need to tell you this. So as you know, this region of the world politically had some restraints, and it's different than in your country. But specifically, you can't sound like you're creating a coup against the government. You can't sound too spiritual and tell people to believe in your God. You can't get them too excited to the point where it looks like they're gonna get super roused up and might wanna decide to overthrow the government. And oh, by the way, Ms. Nichols, there are people from the government who are undercover in the room. We don't know who they are, but they're listening. And if you do anything that feels like it's going to create a coup or resistance against the government, you're going to be jailed and exiled out of this region, and it can all go very bad. 10 minutes before I'm going on stage to speak for 8 hours. My keynote, my full day training was 8 hours. And then he finalizes by saying, oh, but don't worry, if you say anything wrong that can get you put in jail, our translator will just translate it differently. I'm like, okay. You should have kind of put that in the contract or something. So I go out on stage, and this was in 2009, 2010, when my book, No Matter What, had just come out. And so everything I'm doing, I'm saying, no matter what, no matter what, right? Because that's the whole energy. That was the movement I was on, is say no matter what, right? So I'm teaching, and they're very quiet, just like he said, and they're writing things down. And then I started, kind of talking to them and saying, this is your day. It's your time to shine. It's on you. And you start seeing people kind of slowly putting their pens down and nodding, writing a little more, but nodding a little more. And then you start seeing them just kind of looking at each other and nodding. And I'm just getting excited. And every now and then I'd go, no matter what. And they would translate, which I'm going to do a really poor job of. So please forgive me. My Mandarin, my Chinese, I don't speak it. So I'm going to do a really bad job. So I'm saying, no matter what. And they would respond. And they go, oh, baka rock chow, in their language. And so as the day kind of went on, we're about 5 hours into it, and people are not writing as much. And they're just looking around and they're all excited. Then all of a sudden, they start saying, rock, rock, chow, buck, rock, chow. And the energy in the room started driving up the energy in the room. Now I know that these government officials are undercover in the room. I remember what he said. And then I got excited about getting the people excited. And now the people are going, buck, ruck, chow, buck, ruck, chow. And they started climbing onto the tables. And I was like, oh, this is not going good at all. And Susie, who was with me, she's sort of in the front row, and she's looking around, and people are standing up, and I'm looking for her, and she's like, no, 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 no. And by this time, they're on the tables, standing up, jumping, buck, ruck, chow, which really feels like overthrow the government, but they're not saying that, but it feels that way. And the translator's looking at me like, I'm like, I don't know. So then I go, okay, everyone, breathe with me. Trying to get them to calm down. Breathe with it. And I said, everyone, breathe with me, trying to get them to calm down. And all they do is they go, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to jail. This is so bad. And Susie's like, stop it. I'm like, I can't. So I finally got them. I was like, okay, everyone, follow me. And then I'm going, oh no, this looks spiritual, maybe too spiritual. Everyone follow me. Grab your pens. Let's write down silently. Write down silently. Write down 3 things that demonstrate you're no matter what. I made sure I said it very calmly. So finally they're calming down. Oh my God. I'm like, I don't look good in black and white stripes. I don't want to go to jail, please. And it calmed down. I'm looking around the room and I could see the people who looked to me like they were with the government. They got their hands in their ears and they're looking around, and I could tell they were 30 seconds from coming and snatching this sister off the stage and throwing me somewhere in some hole. And yet it didn't happen. And the people of Taipei tapped into a level of passion that after 25 years of being in the training and development business, the host said he had never seen a room get that excited, be that on fire. And I wasn't scheduled to come back, but the host that day said, can you please commit to coming back? I said, sure, we can talk. He goes, no. I mean, tell me right now during lunch, when are you coming back? I was like, oh, we can do next year. No. You need to come back this year. And so I agreed to come back in 5 months. And we announced it later on that day and opened up 300 to 400 spaces. And literally the spaces for my next visit were completely consumed and taken up within 25 minutes. When you wake up a soul, when someone decides I'm ready to be awake, all they're doing is waiting on an opportunity and a community to join them. More of my favorite memories from the last 20 years of being a part of this beautiful journey as the CEO of Motivating the Masses. More to come. Peace out.